Hi everyone, Shane O'Neill, Principal EUC Architect here at Enterprise Solutions, bringing you another one of our Citrix shorts. Today I'm going to be showing you conditional authentication, a feature that's available in Citrix Cloud that allows you to use multiple identity providers for authenticating your users into their workloads. To configure conditional authentication, the first thing we do is we go to the Identity and Access Management section in Citrix Cloud, and under Authentication, we're going to add the identity providers that we want to use. So to do that, I'm going to click on Add an Identity Provider. A couple of different options here. Azure Active Directory, Citrix Gateway, Google Identity Okta, or SAML 2.0. In my case here, I'm going to use SAML 2.0. Give the identity provider a name. Once that's done, I have a new identity provider showing up here. What I want to do then is I'm going to go ahead and connect to that. So because I'm using SAML here, we are brought to the SAML configuration page. Now, this will be differing depending on the identity provider that you're using. So you're going to go ahead and configure that as required. Once that's done, you'll see here I have a new SAML 2.0 identity provider available. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to create a conditional authentication profile. I'm going to give that a name and hit save. And then I have the option to create an authentication policy. Now, there's a couple of different options that you can use for your policy rule. And in my example here, I'm basing it off the user principal name suffix. So when the user logs in, it's going to look at the suffix on the UPN. And based on that, it will use the new SAML IDP that I've created here. I give the policy details a name. And you can also set the priority that it's going to use for going through these. I've added a second one here with a different UPN. And this one's going to use Azure AD, give it a name and a priority on it as well. And you can see once I've finished then, I've got my new policy set up with the different conditional authentications that I'm going to use. So if it picks up on my test domain UPN, it's going to use the SAML identity provider that I've created. And if it picks up on my regular .ie UPN, it's going to use Azure AD. Once that has been created, under the workspace configuration and authentication, I'm going to tell it to actually use conditional authentication. Once that's updated, then when the user goes to their Citrix Cloud URL, they're presented with a new login box here. They'll enter their UPN, and Citrix will then look at that in the background, and based on which one it detects, it will direct them to either one of the IDPs that I have defined. This is a very useful feature when you're in an M&A situation where you have to use a different IDP, or if, for licensing, you need to look at a third parties to use their own IDP. As always, if you have any questions about any of this, reach out to us at our Ask the Experts email address shown on screen now. Thanks for watching.